again, watching along.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing today? Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Yeah,
very regrettably.
Yeah. Also, yeah. So I'm gonna start a timer here in a second. We're gonna riff for like a few minutes because I want everyone to get here, and I want to be able to share in the right spots.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's gonna end up happening is I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, go, and we're all gonna start the movie at the same time. But in the meantime, share this wherever it'll be appreciated. I'm about to do the same, and then some exciting stuff coming up. Unless they
delay Andor.
Yeah, they delay Andor again. That's happening on Wednesday, so that'll be our next. Well, our next live show will be on Friday.
Because it'll be our Incest and Dragons and She-Hulk
and elves
and elves
and
show.
black elves.
Oh God!
Oh my
yes.
God!
Black elves.
Also,
black hobbits too.
Oh yeah. Well, they're Harfoots. They're not. I found this out. They're not exactly hobbits.
They're hobbits.
They're like ancient hobbits.
They're basically hobbits.
Yeah. Which, by the way, did you see the news about the Black Ariel thing?
I saw the actress as the character.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no. I'm not. I'm just gonna prune that thought.
I just think it's really funny that all the guys that I've seen that have been like really upset about this are guys that wouldn't be caught dead watching The Little Mermaid anyway.
Yeah.
So like, why the fuck do you care? So yeah, Friday we're doing the Incest Dragons, the Elves, and the She-Hulks, which should be the official name of our show. Actually, now that I think about it. And then then our live show changes to Wednesdays. And we'll be doing Andor. And so the first Wednesday we're probably not going to do
3 fucking episodes.
I don't think we're going to do any Star Wars news unless there's going to be some huge thing.
No, we're going to have to rapid fire those things.
Yeah. We'll at the very least need the entire hour for all three. So we'll so on Wednesday watch Andor as soon as you can, and then drop by at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock p.m. Central. And catch us for the after show, and then we'll do Battlefront after. I'll be doing Battlefront tomorrow, and then probably on Saturday. I've been doing random Battlefront streams because now I don't have like a municipal band gig. I'm just like, I kind of just want to play video games.
Kind of bored.
Yeah, so I end up doing it anyway. 2 minutes to go. Oh, a weird thing that I have to inform everyone about. You will see just the faintest ghost of a picture on your screen. It's about 35% opaque.
Yeah.
And I don't know how the math has worked out. It's about 35% visible. And it will reflect the movie that we're watching. I'm not sure how to remove that. It is somehow the perfect amount of transparency not to be picked up by YouTube or Facebook's algorithms. Which I think is
handy because you can't get rid of it.
Yeah, I can't do anything about it.
It's been there for the past 8 movies.
Yeah, so if you come by and you're wondering where we are in the movie, if you squint really hard, like right here, I don't know where it'll be. I presume it'll be like right here-ish somewhere.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it'll show you where we are, and then we will be. This is live, obviously, so we will be reading the live comments as they come in. And here's the other thing about this. I want to make a point before we watch this, because I made a similar point before we watched The Last Jedi. I do not like this movie very much. In fact, it is probably my least favorite Star Wars movie, followed very closely by Star Wars Episode 2, and then followed very closely by Star Wars Episode 1. And then the rest of them are good. Like, I just kind of like watching the rest of them, right?
Bold but respectable.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. We're going to make fun of this shit that doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can absolutely count on that. But there are things in this movie to celebrate that I came back and watched this because we saw it opening night.
Mm-hmm.
And then my partner John and I went to go see it one more time, I think, just to give it another shot.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, I don't think so. And so I didn't watch it until probably a few months ago. And then I watched it. I was home alone, and I put it on, and I was like, okay, so there's some stuff in here that's entertaining. That at least, like, there are lightsabers at least, and
sure.
That's pretty entertaining. So, also, I guess I didn't realize how fast Tales of the Jedi was coming.
When is it?
Next month.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's like next month. So I am super excited for that.
So I have a thesis about this movie.
Okay.
The Rise of Skywalker is a competently made science fiction movie, but a complete failure as a Star Wars movie.
Yes, I agree, and as a story that's supposed to fit into a trilogy of 2 other films.
Yeah, like that's the issues I have with it as a Star Wars movie. It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff in it where it's like you just made that up last minute to make something happen. You know, it's not for the story. It's like what's a good way of saying it?
Deus Ex Machina.
Well, so there is some of that, but it's like instead of the story choices being made to fit the story is made to fit what they needed to put in it. Right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense at all?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that in it.
Anyway, time ran out.
Yeah.
So we should probably get this going.
Well, let me get rid of that. Goodbye. Make sure I refresh the chat.
All right.
And then so I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, go, and then we're all gonna go. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. You should be hearing. Oh, there's the Lucasfilm.
Give it a few seconds.
There's the Lucasfilm.
Glorious B flat major chord.
There's no Fox fanfare in this one.
Mm-hmm.
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and a sentence that has never made sense. Don't understand.
It's a setting.
There it is. So here's the thing about the opening crawl of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
They put 2 movies worth of exposition into one crawl.
And then they put most of the exposition that this movie relies on in Fortnite, of all places.
Yes, and we've made jokes about that before, but this is a good place to
actually speak.
A good place to actually talk about it. In the couple of weeks leading up to the Rise of Skywalker, there was a Fortnite event where the guy that plays Palpatine, Ian McDermott, recorded a voice line, and it was played during a Fortnite event.
Yes.
That pretty much was like, here's the story. I'm back, bitches. Ha!
Mm-hmm.
Bet you didn't expect that.
Yeah.
And that's the transmission they're talking about.
Yep.
Was that Fortnite event. So if I'm saying anything, it's fuck Fortnite. Also, one of my dogs really smells right now. Jesus.
Have you seen Fortnite lately? It is a fucking fever dream.
Really?
There's like fucking Thanos and Naruto and Dragon Ball Z.
Well, I know there's some Star Wars in there, like Vader, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
And like Street Fighter and just all these weird pop culture references that don't make any goddamn sense with each other.
It
just
makes
all
money,
mashed
though.
into
The
this one
licensing
game.
makes money, so they're probably like, all right.
It's, I don't know.
Stars. How does this one open? Oh, yeah, it's Kylo.
TIE Fighters, yeah. It's Kylo going through a field and hacking and slashing.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what planet this is.
This is Mustafar.
Yeah. I did not realize that until I read the novelization. Because this does not look like the Mustafar that we know from Episode 3.
I mean, it's a big planet.
Yeah. He, like, WWF'd him.
Yeah. So Adam Driver did all his own stunts for this film.
I'm surprised. One of the more impressive stunts that he's performed is carrying the entire film on his back.
Yeah, that's true.
And
arguably the entire trilogy.
Yeah. Oh no, it's the
it's the MacGuffin.
The MacGuffin of the film, yeah.
Yep. The Sith Wayfinder.
Yeah. Now there's a deleted scene in this they didn't put in the movie. It is in the novelization that features a character from the Vader novels.
The Ive Webbishbog.
Yeah, the Ive Webbishbog. So apparently you just plug this motherfucker in with USB ports and it works.
I mean that's how everything works in Star Wars. You rewire the motivator and bypass,
do the thing.
Bypass the compressor and it all just works.
One person that didn't sleep on the job of this movie was John Williams.
Absolutely.
Now, I love the design of this.
Yeah.
This, like, Sith. Oh, I guess we should probably also. I doubt anyone was following us back then when this happened. But if you've been around since day one, there's going to be a big elephant in the room about this movie, which is that the entire plot of this movie leaked 6 months before the movie came out.
And we talked about it.
And it was so stupid that neither of us could believe it was possibly true.
We're like, this sounds like bad fan fiction.
It sounded so bad, and we were like, there's no way they do this. So Chris and I go and see the movie.
and everything just plays out exactly like it said.
Like, I remember looking over at you, like, after 10 minutes being like, oh, fuck.
At one point when we were going through the plot spoilers, I kind of screamed into my hands and proclaimed that if a certain thing happened, I was just going to walk out of the theater. And my one regret is that I did not actually walk out of the theater when that happened.
You were made a liar. Now, another person that didn't sleep on the job on this film.
Ian fucking McDermott.
Ian McDermott chews every bit of scenery he's in.
So, like, there's so many, like, good things in the film. Like, the visual design is great.
Yeah.
John Williams is John Williams.
Yeah.
Ian McDermott
Snoke's
and Adam Driver fucking... Yeah. Like, the all the stuff except for the story is really well done.
Oh, he's going to say the thing. He's going to say the line. Oh, Chris, they're playing the hits, man.
Oh, man.
They're playing the hits.
Now look at my extremely fucked up fingers.
Yeah. I like how Kylo's like, how? And Palpatine's like, don't worry about it. So is he lifting up the Star Destroyers here?
I guess? Maybe?
This musical cue here is great, though. Listen to the strings. They run up to that top note and everything. It's really cool. Now, a shot of this from the trailer was shown at D23 before the film came out, and everyone was like losing their shit because they're like, why would there be this many like old school looking Star Destroyers?
Yeah.
I'm tired of Rey. She's a pain in my ass. If you do it quick enough, we won't have to make her my granddaughter. I appreciate that he looks more like Senator Palpatine and not puffy, weird, fucked up Palpatine.
Yeah. I mean, he still looks like a corpse.
Oh yeah,
but...
right. But he's not. He doesn't have like the scar, the scars and shit.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Yep. Hyperspace.
Whee!
They did the same motion capture for this. This isn't computer generated. This is actual motion capture.
Good old claymation.
Yep. Yeah, so this is where, look, Poe, Finn should have been fucking the entire time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Every shot they show them in, they're sitting right next to, they're practically in each other's laps, right? I just have this feeling like somewhere on the editing room floor, there is a love scene between the two of them because of how the movie is shot. And also, like, there was a novel that came out just a couple weeks before this movie came out, and it really seemed like they were setting up a Poe and Finn romance. Like, there were a couple of, like, really intimate, kind of sexy scenes between the two. Like, Poe ties Finn's tie.
Oh.
And is like really close to him, and then they both stop for a minute and look at each other, and then someone walks in and interrupts them. Like, I think that they were gonna go for it, and then they're like, "Oh, China would not like that."
Colin Trevorrow would have let Poe and Finn fuck.
Yeah, he would have. He would have let anybody fuck.
That's sort of the other elephant in the room, because like at one point the Colin Trevorrow script or an outline of it leaked, and we talked about it, and we were both thinking, oh my god, this sounds so much better than what we actually got.
Yes, well, the entire script leaked. And I'm almost positive Colin Trevorrow was the one that leaked it.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, because they're like, Colin, have you seen this leak? Like, wait, is this real? Like, do you know anything about this? He's like, I don't know.
I wonder what it could have been.
Yeah.
As long as we're talking about scripts, like a month before this movie premiered, someone like found a copy of the Rise of Skywalker script and was like trying to sell it on eBay.
Yeah.
Apparently, John Boyega had just left the script under his bed, or
it was in a taxi.
A
I
taxi.
think. Yeah.
Okay.
Or it might have been maybe he left the Force Awakens one in a taxi.
Maybe.
And he left this one in a cleaning lady found it or something.
Yeah, like he was moving out of his apartment and he forgot it under his bed and a cleaning lady found it. And anyway, the moral of the story is never trust John Boyega with your script.
Doesn't matter. He's not coming back to Star Wars ever again anyway.
Honestly, given the timing, I wonder if it was intentional on his part. Just like
a controlled leak.
This movie fucking sucks.
Yeah. Lower expectations.
I don't care if Disney isn't going to employ me anymore. Just fuck them.
Or it might have been a thing from Disney where like we leak it that way everyone's expected. We soften the ground a little bit, you know.
Well, J.J. Abrams did say that Disney had to buy the script back, so that they might have seen it as an investment.
The whole light speed skipping thing is a little confusing to me, and why Poe can do it.
I mean, this is kind of reminding me of the part in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, it's a lot like that. Yeah. TIE fighters.
Delicious.
Yum, 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 yum.
My favorite. That's just a badass shot.
Yeah.
Like just floating 20 feet off the ground, rotating rocks around yourself.
It's a good way. This is good storytelling. In one shot, you can show how much Rey has matured as a Jedi. Mm-hmm. And they don't have to exposit it or anything. Even though they do. They end up doing it anyway.
It's like you never see Luke do anything like that.
Yeah. This is the other thing we got to talk about.
Yes.
So, of course, Carrie Fisher tragically died before this movie even went into pre-production. And this was supposed to be her movie, right? So they ended up using archived footage from Force Awakens, including this shot. Mm-hmm. That shot was from her handing the lightsaber to Maz Kanata handing her the lightsaber to Leia, and they did it in reverse. Mm-hmm. So it kind of makes Leia feel like she's one of those toys that you buy, like a Magic 8 Ball, where you ask it a question and it has like 5 or 6 like predetermined responses. Yeah. It kind of feels like that a little bit.
Because they had to make the movie fit what they had.
Right.
Because like I think this was after Rogue One, where they had like the CGI Tarkin and young Leia, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, this tech looks really fucking weird."
Yeah.
And Luke was like, "Okay, we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like we need to actually make this look kind of good."
Yeah. What's crazy is that in probably 5 years, the technology will be there. Yeah. We won't be able to tell the difference.
Which is terrifying.
It's insane.
You think about it.
It is insane. Did the droid just trip her?
I'm interpreting this as like Kylo's reaching out through the Force and fucking with
He tripped her?
Yeah. It's like he was just touching Vader's burned up helmet.
I was about to say, phrasing.
Yeah, see?
Touching Vader's what?
BB-8's like, what the fuck did that tree ever do to you?
Are you supposed to throw it? The pacing of this movie is all over the place.
Mm-hmm. I thought there was like one frame in there of a very evil-looking Rey.
Yeah, put it in there just for a second. Because there's the double-sided lightsaber thing later on.
Which is another thing that Colin Trevorrow did right that should have been in this movie. BB-8's like, are you done?
Please help.
Kind of can't move with this tree.
I don't have opposable thumbs. Help. Everything Leia says is like a fortune cookie.
Mm-hmm.
I like how they're like, you know how we're gonna repair this impossibly broken lightsaber hilt from the last movie? We're gonna put a leather strip on it.
Yeah, that'll work.
That'll hold in all the kyber juice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a pretty big retcon, by the way. The fact that we find out later in the movie that Leia trained as a Jedi and was when that was never the intention.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were
in as much as there were ever any intentions for the Disney trilogy.
Well, there was an intention that I remember J.J. Abrams talking about how Leia and Luke both took different paths with the Force, where like Luke's destiny was to be the Jedi, and then her destiny was to be the diplomat, and not necessarily a Jedi, but having a more instinctual connection with the Force that she uses with interacting with people and stuff. And I really liked that because Jedi Leia in the old canon was kind of weird to me.
Because you ripped the compressor.
Yeah. Okay, another thing this movie does really well, and it's not anything to do with how it was written. There is so much chemistry between the three of them.
Yes.
Like, all three of them could start making out at any point altogether, and no one would be surprised.
Making out or fist fighting?
Yeah.
Or one and then the other?
Like, this is a throuple, probably.
Probably.
Which I'd be fine with. That's very progressive.
And honestly, raise the top. Like the topmost.
The toppest top.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Like, we're going to explain all of it in one line. That's such a fucking meme, by the way.
Yeah.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Well, hey, it's Rose.
Oh, they put Kelly Marie Tran in this movie. For 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the guy from Lost.
Cumulative over the entire course of it.
Also the Hobbit. Also that Mon Calamarian is Admiral Akbar's son. They really they left no stone unturned looking for names for their new order.
Wait a minute. But it's in my book.
Yeah. So in the Star Wars universe, paper is supposed to be like super rare, by the way.
Because, I mean, it's been obsolete.
Yeah. Maz Kanata's in this movie for a few seconds. She's the one that explains to us why Leia dies, because no one got it.
So, Maz Kanata in the previous two movies was CG. For this movie, they actually made an animatronic. It's...
Really?
Yeah.
That last shot was animatronic?
Yeah. Apparently it has like 90-some points of articulation. Took like 3 puppeteers to run it.
Shit. So everything about her is CG except for her face, by the way. Her hair is entirely CG. Her clothes are entirely CG. And that's kind of amazing. I hate this map on Battlefront, by the way. Of course they're going with you. How is there going to be an adventure? I think Chewie might be the toppest top.
No, Chewie is below Maz Kanata.
Yeah, Chewie just watches. Yeah, Chewie and Maz Kanata just watch. Oh, God. I can't go on the adventure with you because I have to study pictures of Star Destroyers. I can't go because Disney doesn't have a dick, and they can't possibly imagine offending a small group of very loud, very annoying fans. So I can't go on the adventure with you guys. I'm sorry.
It could have been a... What's the word for 4 people in a relationship? Fourple?
Fourple, I don't know.
Disney isn't that progressive.
I was only in one informally, and it was not a relationship.
Yeah, they had to stop at thruple.
I think you just call it a foursome.
The
The kids call it an orgy.
A 4G.
Imagine YouTube's fucking caption right now. Like, you know how the caption like reports everything to the FBI. They're like, these guys are talking about Star Wars and orgies. What?
You know, there has to be someone at the FBI who's responsible for like.
They're the guys that watch Jedi Enclave.
Yeah.
Like, oh, these guys are really weird.
I like to think that we are a pleasant diversion from their other more boring duties. You know, like Mike Zero and whatnot.
Yeah, or the literal terrorists.
Yeah. Another thing I really like, well, this is just kind of a general Star Wars thing. I like that they never translate Chewie.
I was just about to say the same thing, yeah. All right, Knights of Ren are back. That's one thing that I didn't love about Last Jedi, is I wish they would have put the Knights of Ren in. And I would have found a way to have the Knights of Ren be a part of Finn and Rose's story, where the Knights of Ren were like chasing them, or there was a thing with them.
Yeah.
But also, I like how they're like, so we have all these aliens, and then we just have this fucking gorilla. He's not an alien; he's a gorilla. He's from Earth.
Just a chimpanzee.
He's literally a chimp from the planet Earth.
And he can fix your helmet.
Yeah. The craftsmanship, obviously, most people know this. This is based off of an old Japanese custom of repairing. Oh God.
Repairing broken things using gold.
Yeah.
Except it's red because he's evil.
Right. Yeah. It's Sith gold. Oop, English horn solo. Oh my God, Chris. This has nothing to do with this. This is tangentially related.
Mm-hmm.
I started watching a show called The Patient.
Okay.
Starring Steve Carell.
Okay.
And Domhnall Gleeson, the guy that plays Hux. And it's a thriller/drama. And they're both fucking amazing in it. I cannot believe how good they are. Domhnall Gleeson plays a serial killer that kidnaps his therapist and puts him in his basement so he can fix him.
That man has range.
Yeah.
Because he goes from like scenery chewing comic relief in these movies to that.
Yeah, he's also in an episode of Black Mirror where he's amazing.
Maybe he's just a really good actor.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, no Invader choked that guy in a meeting? I'm going to do him one better.
My Knights and I would be a great metal band name.
Actually, it would, yes.
These are horrifying, by the way, because you see the front of one and they're just an empty maw of teeth.
Oh.
They do hint at this Luke adventure with Lando. It led to the book Shadows of the Sith, which was really cool. I hate that they mention Luke and they don't use him at all.
Yeah. So 3PO just mentioned that this carnival happens once every 42 years, which is exactly the amount of time between when this movie released and when Episode 4 released.
I like how you don't hear the entire crowd until you pass around that one rock.
Mm-hmm.
This is cool, though.
Yeah.
Like, this is pretty neat.
Like, this is one of those great visual things that, like, as a bit of filmmaking, this is great. It might make no goddamn sense in Star Wars, but, you know, it's great. It's colorful. It's
the music's cool.
Energetic. Yeah. Like I said, keep your head down, and Chewie, like, squats down.
Oh, they're just little babies.
Mm-hmm. And they're watching puppet shows instead of scavenging Star Destroyers.
Yeah. What's funny is that they're all puppets.
Yeah.
It starts a weird thing in this movie of characters demanding to know Rey's last name.
Yeah.
When there are tons of beings in this galaxy who don't have last names.
Like Chewbacca.
Yeah. It's not like Chewbacca introduces himself and they're like, Chewbacca who? And that should have been fine.
Yeah.
That's where you should have fucking left it. It's Rey, nobody from nowhere.
Oh God.
So this makes no sense to me.
Yeah. This is a blatant contradiction. Like, unless you want to assume that, like, because Palpatine was Snoke, Palpatine can do the same things Snoke could do.
Yeah.
And therefore he's connecting them for some reason. But
that's
why?
not the problem. That's not even the unbelievable part of this. I could see them doing a weird Force FaceTime thing.
Yeah.
Like them, because they're dyads, which is
Yeah.
the thing they invented for this. The thing that does not make sense is that I am perfectly fine living in a fantasy world that has established rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what a good story requires, established rules.
Yeah.
And this starts to break them in insane ways that don't make any sense. Like when she spills the berries, they all of a sudden transport to where he is. And it's just a really weird thing where like matter is just teleporting to different places and stuff, and it just does not make sense.
I'm okay with that, actually.
I'm not. It's like that physically, with what we know about the universe, that breaks the laws of physics. Like that does not make sense.
So does the Force.
But the Force has its own rules, though. Like they've set it up with rules and shit. You can't just be like, oh, it's just the Force for like to explain everything. They even explain a lot of like about the Force, like whispering to you about like when to move and stuff, or like your reflexes, like that stuff makes sense. They're like, okay, which cameo have we not used yet in the sequel trilogy? Oh, let's get Billy D. Williams.
Yeah.
I know that they had thrown around him being in The Last Jedi instead of
DJ
Benicio del Toro's character. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'll take my Power Ranger helmet off. What? Oh, they're playing the hits, Chris. They're playing the hits. I'm really surprised Lando wasn't like, that fucking droid. You still have that fucking droid.
Well, you know, it's been long enough that I'm sure he has fond recollections.
Yeah. He's like, remember that one time you got blown apart into several different pieces of Cloud City?
And then Chewie spent the rest of the movie putting you back together.
Remember that one part from a better movie than this? Oh, it's our Chief Bastoon!
Oh, shit!
Where's Rakesh? Oh, my God. Where's Rakesh?
Hello, Marcello?
Marcello? Marcy?
Overall, like this trilogy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I do not like The Rise of Skywalker very much at all. There's still, I mean, you can tell already, there's stuff in it that I kind of enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, watching it, it's like, all right, that's cool.
I mean, it's still Star Wars.
Yeah. I think the thing that I don't like about the trilogy is how unconnected all of the stories are.
Yeah. Not just how unconnected everything is, but how this movie, like, deliberately contradicts the previous two.
Yeah.
It makes the ending unsatisfying.
Yeah, and they're trying so hard to course correct for, like I said earlier, a small group of just loud fans.
The fandom menace.
Because let me tell you, like, if you go to any comment section on YouTube, you'll think that the entire world hates The Last Jedi, but they don't. Like, people aren't thinking about it that much anymore, except for like the 200 people that go to every fucking comment section.
Oh shit! They know we're stealing their car.
They should have taken George's original scripts and ideas.
No, they shouldn't have.
I don't think I agree with that. He had some really weird, crazy ideas, and the cool, the stuff in it that they liked, they used.
Yeah.
So like there was a big part of George's original script that had Luke as a hermit who is hurt in his effort to train Jedi and who exiled himself. The only difference is that in George's treatment of it, he's bald. he shaves his head bald.
Also, they fly now.
Oh yeah, I remember everyone being real upset about that. Like, haven't they ever heard of jetpacks? And it's like, dude, it's a fucking joke.
Actually, looking at the stupidest part of the scene is like the catapult speeders that like jerk the jet pack guys up.
That is kind of weird. God, the visual effects in this movie are so stunning, though.
It looks so good.
There's some compositing thing there. Like, in that shot, the compositing was a little goofy, but... Luke in Last Jedi is exactly what George wanted.
I'm not about exactly, but it was pretty close.
Interestingly, and he's on record for saying this, George Lucas really liked The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
He wrote Rian Johnson a letter and was like, good fucking job.
Yeah. Also, just a fun touch that Rey is still using the blaster Han gave her.
Yeah. That weird looking blaster.
Yeah. It's cute.
Yeah. Something about George Lucas is he's a once in 3 centuries creative minds and visionary, but not all of his ideas were amazing.
Yeah.
Like, some of his ideas were just kind of like, ooh. Like, he had this whole idea in his scripts about them going, like, some kind of battle happening on the level of the midi-chlorians and stuff. Like
these microscopic organisms that live in your blood.
Well, yeah, but yeah, there was a whole thing about, like, beings that were in that, like, lived on that plane with midi-chlorians. The whole thing was very weird.
Oh, hey, that the sinking sand there, and that is black beans. That they shipped a shit ton of black beans.
This fucking guy.
What a way to go.
That happens, by the way, in Battlefront when you hit a jetpack trooper in the air and you kill him, he'll fly around and explode like that.
Anyway, yeah, they shipped a ton of black beans into Jordan to make this nice practical effects, I guess.
Last Jedi is my favorite movie in Star Wars. It's my 3rd favorite, but it is definitely up there.
It's a good movie. Just waiting for a nice belch.
I'm a little surprised they didn't put it in for comedy. This is going great.
I don't think it's actually going great.
Yeah. And this is how Ochi of Bastoon died. He fell into this and just fucking died.
Fitting end for such a comic character.
Yeah. He was out of his mind because of the Sith dagger that he had. They built this set. It's just a giant box with tunnels in it. And apparently it was like a billion degrees in there.
I love the comedy there. Yeah. Ray's like, I've got a lightsaber. Yeah. Poe's like, I have a flashlight.
Yeah. This is what every kid thinks is a lightsaber.
Yeah.
They almost just kissed there, I swear to God.
Yeah.
Even Chewie's like, get a room, guys. Jesus. It's Ochi's Corvette. Well, the Palpatine being... I would probably challenge that a little bit. I'm not sure the Palpatine would have been necessary for Starkiller Base to have been a thing.
Not at all.
I think a moth just flew past my head. I know that anyone who knew what Starkiller Base was before, like being Ilum, the planet, like that could have been a Snoke thing if he, I've got a big problem with Palpatine being in this movie, despite loving Ian McDiarmid and loving his performance. I think this movie is a little bit of an insult to his character to bring him back for 3 seconds to have him immediately killed.
I mean, he's in a bit more than 3 seconds. Like I'm pretty sure he has more screen time than Rose.
Oh, he certainly does. If they had been building him the entire trilogy, then that would be great.
Yeah, but it was, they pulled it out of their asses.
Yeah. Like if they would have had some foresight and they were going to go with the Palpatine thing, they would have, the transmission, the Fortnite transmission, would have been pinned on the end of The Last Jedi at the very end, and that would have made it pretty cool.
Also, the whole 3PO, I can read this thing, but I can't tell you what it is because it's a forbidden language. Like that's kind of stupid.
It is weird, but so he mentions that it was because of a law passed by the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if we're going to make it work in canon, I wonder if that was a thing that Palpatine didn't just, like a minor bill, he just kind of shepherds through so that he's like covering his own ass so that no one can translate. Like if anyone finds some Sith stuff, no one can translate it.
Okay, I can kind of buy that. Snake's like, me got ouchie.
Yep.
You kiss it, make it better.
He's kind of cute, isn't he?
I mean, if you get past the horrifying huge teeth.
Yeah. I have a thing for animals. I have a soft spot for animals.
Mm-hmm.
I won't let John kill spiders. He gets real pissed at me about it, actually.
So here, let me put my hand on your raw
gaping wounds,
possibly infected wound.
Yeah.
This will, like my dirty hand that's been God only knows where. Certainly won't make things worse.
So we knew this was coming because the week before this dropped was the episode of Mandalorian Season 1 where Grogu uses the Force to heal Grief Karga. And that was not on accident. All the OG main characters,
they're playing the hits.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they do kind of shoehorn Han in.
Mm-hmm.
Chewie's like, this is a nice knife.
I'm gonna keep this knife.
This is my knife. So are they just like taking their band picture? You know how like rock band, like metal bands go out on the railroads in central Illinois? It's
or for metal bands specifically, it's more like they go out, into the backwoods of Scandinavia.
None of the metal bands in central Illinois can afford to go to Scandinavia.
I'm not talking about metal bands in central Illinois.
Well, I'm just
about
like
metal bands in Scandinavia.
All the guys that I know in high school that were in metal bands would always find the same spot in the same railroad tracks and like take,
Sure, why not?
very, very emotional pictures.
It's like, wait a minute.
I don't know, but I'm about to do a flip on it.
Hold my stick.
Yeah. Knowing I can't take a stick to a TIE fighter fight.
Nope. Like how Ochi's ship still works despite being filled with spider webs.
Yeah. That is a little unbelievable. Also, it's kind of weird that Luke and Lando would have just left it there.
I guess, yeah.
She was like, fucking sand.
It's coarse and rough and gets
These guys, they're like, I'm only going to do the actions that I take. I'm only going to do stuff so that if a camera accidentally looks at me, I'm going to look really cool.
Yeah. Ray's like, wait a minute. I smell a smell. It smells smelly.
I know that laugh.
I know that engine sound.
So this was the first bit of footage we got from the movie. I think it's Star Wars Celebration.
I mean, all by itself is a really cool action shot.
Yes. This was a few months before the D23 stuff happened. And I remember watching this being like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah. Oh, wait, shit. The Knights of Ren are here. And they got the knife. Fuck.
Can you hold it up so everyone knows what it is?
Like they can't just put his bag in the ship. They have to pull out the dagger and show you.
I like how she's like, okay, he's gonna come over that ridge. He's gonna drive at me. I'm gonna jump up. It's gonna be real fucking cool. I'm gonna cut the wing off his ship.
Just kind of psyching herself up.
Yeah. Lightsaber v TIE Fighter. Let's fucking go. Very much mirrors the scene in the original Star Wars with Vader chasing Luke and his hands on the throttle like that. Also, that sound was the missile lock sound. So, like, was he locking onto her with a missile?
I guess.
He's like, just in case I can't run that bitch over, I'm going to shoot a missile at her.
Why is he trying to run her over anyway? Why isn't he just, like, shooting at her from orbit?
Well, I don't think he, like, he knows that she's not going to let him hurt her. You know, he's just, like, he's flirting with her. I mean, it's fucked up, but it's true.
This is... Actually, I can completely believe this is how Kylo Ren shows affection.
Oh yeah, deleted scenes were never shown. Which, like on the Blu-ray, do you mean? I don't think I've seen any of the deleted scenes for this movie.
Ray. Hey, is that the first time in the movie that Finn yells Ray?
I think so.
It is not to be the last.
I do love the look on her face when she goes to grab the ship. She's like, "Oh, I can stop this.
I have the Force."
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I love this idea. And they could have done this without her having been related to Palpatine.
Yeah. In fact, it would have been more effective if she wasn't related to Palpatine, I think.
She could have had the lightning and everything. Like, everything could work without Palpatine here. I think it would have been more powerful.
I like that she just gets so elementally enraged by Kylo Ren that she just shoots lightning out of nowhere.
Yeah. Imagine being the pilot of that ship. Like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is happening? Whoopsies.
Even Kylo's like, what?
Fuck?
What?
I don't know what you just did, but it's kind of hot.
Yeah. I was at half mast, now I'm at full mast.
Oh, Ray, take me now. Oh, right. Can I just do some more flippy things and cut off more parts of the TIE fighters?
I really wish they would have just killed Chewie here.
I guess it's not quite as badass as dropping a moon on him, but it's
one of my problems with this movie is that they tease like 3 different character deaths,
and they don't follow through on any of them,
and they walk him back. Yeah, which I know that like it would have been painful if Chewie died, like it would have hurt so much, but that is literally the point.
Mm-hmm.
See, like, the guilt that she feels over this is so real. And then even after she finds out that Chewie isn't dead, like, she doesn't stop acting like this.
Like, this acting is better than the script deserves.
Yep.
Like it took, I think it took the main cast of these movies a little bit to find their groove and find their chemistry, but once they did, it's a shame John Boyega is never going to be in another Star Wars movie because like
he's good.
Yeah.
Dude, General Pride, played by what is his name?
He's not Christopher Walken. He just looks like Christopher.
No,
Walken.
he was one of the Lokis in the show Loki.
Yeah. He was the Ride of the Valkyries Loki.
Yeah.
I like that Chewie roared so loud it shifted Hux's hair.
I can't believe I don't know this guy's name. Richard E. Grant.
Right.
Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, he was a huge Star Wars fan and saw the premiere of A New Hope when he was like 20 or whatever.
He's hilarious, by the way. That actor is hilarious.
I believe it. I'm a robot. That's kind of how these things work.
They are so shitty to 3PO that when he has that heartfelt thing later on where they're like, what are you doing? He's like, taking a last look at my friends. Like, these are not your friends. They're terrible to you.
They're kind of abusive.
You know who was the only person in the world that was ever very kind to you? Was Luke.
Yeah.
And Leia. Leia's pretty nice to him, too.
I like how they have this throuple moment. 3PO's like,
yeah.
I'm here too.
I'm horny. I mean, here.
I also like how the Knights of Ren's ship like leaves that giant black cloud behind it, even when it doesn't make any sense for it to do so.
They don't care about emission standards.
They really don't. Oh, hey, it's Dio. Like, here, I can fix you.
You should probably ask a droid's permission before you go stick things in its port like that.
Dio, voiced by J.J. Abrams. Originally, this voice acting was just going to be a placeholder, but someone convinced J.J. to just leave it in.
It's funny, because that droid kind of reminds me of J.J. Abrams. J.J.'s kind of got a cone-shaped head. Man, they cram in a lot of locations in this.
Yeah. Like, with all the shit they're doing and as fast as they're going, this movie could almost have been a trilogy in and of itself.
Well, like I said, the opening crawl could have been 2 movies.
The thing is, it probably would have been better if this was the whole trilogy, because they would have had time to expand everything they were doing. And B, they wouldn't have been contradicting 50 billion things from the first 2.
Yeah. I love that 3PO's got a hood and everything.
Like how Rey still has her extremely recognizable stick.
Yeah.
Like, you have a lightsaber and a gun. Can't you just leave that on the ship? Oh, hey, it's Pose X.
Yep. Whoa, lady, this is a PG movie.
Like, that was a bit of actually good comedic writing and good performance.
Yeah. The performance helped that a lot.
Yes. And then Rey beats the hell out of all of them.
Rey's like, let's not pretend like I didn't just kick all y'all's asses. Squish. Loving the view of the movie with the all fine evening. With this fine evening, sorry. I don't know why I read that like an idiot.
I feel like I'm having a pretty good time, even if the movie isn't fantastic.
It's fine. It's like,
still, we haven't hit the parts of the movie that are genuinely terrible yet.
It's still Star Wars, so they're just like, hey crew, let's go hang out in this alley.
Let's take another band picture.
Yeah. Timpani solo there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is the John Williams cameo.
Yes, I was just about to say. Also, the Dengar.
Hey. Yeah. There
John
he is.
Williams.
John Williams. Hey.
If you don't know who John Williams is, you poor soul. But he did write all the music for Star Wars and changed Western orchestral music.
It's Babu Frick. So that puppet, Babu Frick, is like 9 inches tall, but took 7 puppeteers to run properly. Also, the voice acting is one of the puppeteers, which is, I believe it's a similar story to J.J. Abrams and Dio, where they were just kind of recording filler dialogue on the set. They're like, actually, that sounds pretty good. Let's just keep it.
That seems oddly convenient. It's like
Black
let's manufacture some stakes here.
Mm-hmm. Can't they just like make a backup? Like you're telling me Babu Frick doesn't have a spare like 80 terabyte hard drive somewhere around here?
They literally talk about R2 backing up his memory and like.
Also, this isn't even the first time 3PO would have his memory wiped.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah. Thanks, Dio.
You did have a gun pointed at his head like 3 seconds ago. Babu Frick, of course, is coming back to Mandalorian Season 3.
I'm excited about that.
A little bit of Han Solo in him there.
Just a little.
You got the Han Solo point.
Mm-hmm. A little bit too late.
That is fucking hilarious. This movie has too many characters. This whole story here is really kind of shoehorned in. Yeah, sure. I'm done with this. It's like the only thing they're willing to acknowledge from The Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So Ochi of Bassoon was a huge douchebag to that droid.
I mean, Ochi Bastoon is just a huge douchebag in general.
Now, so in the novel Shadows of the Sith, they try really hard to make this story make sense. And they kind of explain why Ochi's ship was the one that dropped her off, and
Oh God, it's evil 3PO. They're all like, what the fuck?
So that shot of 3PO and the red eyes was in that limited shot thing from D23 that everyone was freaking. Everyone was freaking out about 3PO with the red eyes and Evil Rey with the double-sided lightsaber. Bam, 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 bam.
And we've
somehow Chewie survived.
He survived being blown up with lightning.
I love the line later on where he's like, "Oh, that was my oldest friend."
I mean, technically, he's right.
Yeah.
Also, that might be the one death that in this entire movie that sticks.
What?
3PO's identity death there.
No, because R2 backs him
Oh
up.
shit, that's right.
No, this is
God,
another.
this movie
That's another.
sucks.
Yeah, it's another character death. Yeah.
Does Ochi's ship ever get a name?
Yes. It's the Bastoon Legacy.
Ah, right.
Yeah. Where the fuck is Bastoon? What the fuck is a Bastoon?
What is
no
a
one knows. Also, I have a hard time believing that just because they have this medallion, they'd let any ship land.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Especially when they're on this mission trying to find Rey.
Why does she still have her stick?
That is a beautiful set.
It is. But, like, she has a lightsaber. Why does she still need her stick?
I don't know. Maybe it's like a good luck stick.
I guess.
It is a little weird. Why would she have it? It's obsolete. She's got a gun and a lightsaber. And the Force.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
I like Poe's immediate concern, like, do we only like her because she made us like her? Like, do we understand how the Force works?
On my YouTube watch list playlist, I actually have a Star Wars song remixed, I think by Trap Nation. I don't know what that is.
It's just a weird song to have. I mean, if you like it, you like it.
Rey's trying to find herself, and she's holding on to the only solid thing in her life. It's a security blanket.
Okay.
I don't hate that explanation. Actually, yeah, that actually makes a measure of sense. That's reasonable.
Yeah.
It's too bad they didn't exposit that. General Pride, look at her walk. I love everything about Richard E. Grant. He's so funny. He's so fucking dramatic. Just that look over his shoulder. He's like, "Wah!"
She was like, this isn't a bowcaster, but it'll work.
It looks so small in his hands. This shot was in the original trailer that came out.
Yeah.
This is pretty neat.
This is just awesome.
Yeah.
Good to know that even First Order stormtroopers can't hit shit.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Well, they can hit a little bit.
Yeah, They only got his arm. He'll be fine.
Chewie looks real weird without his bandolier on.
Yeah, he looks naked.
He looks like a carpet.
He looks like your dogs without their collars.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it looks like. My dogs do look really weird with their collars off. Speaking of which, yeah, he's just taking a nap.
Yeah. I mean, this is the coldest place in your house, and he's a husky.
He does like it down here a lot.
Oh, shit. Remember that?
Kylo's room is so weird.
At least he got rid of the ashes of his enemies.
Yeah. It's just like, I wonder which one of these wall panels his porn is in.
Spoilers, it's all of them.
It's these boxes right here. You open these boxes up.
Oh, hey, the porn bot.
Oh, the porn bot's here. Yay.
Yay.
As if on cue, talking about Kylo's porn.
Mm-hmm. I like this effect where like their two locations kind of meld. So the dyad is something that they pulled out of their ass to justify the ending they wanted.
Yeah. Well, also, I think they did it to explain their ability to do this.
Yeah, but like it makes enough sense to me that their connection is so strong that they're kind of like making this hole in space that they're able to connect through.
That's Mirror, Rey's mother.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dathan, her dad.
The Force blind Palpatine clone.
Yeah. Yeah, the bots are kind of annoying. They always stop by at least once. What I need to do is get someone who I know will be at the next one and make them a mod. I think Palpatine returning makes no sense. It ruins Anakin's redemption.
Agreed.
I agree. Yep.
And Hux is like, wait a minute, this is my chance.
That's one of one of three problems I have with the whole Palpatine thing.
I also kind of like the fact that they're
Ochi Bassoon.
Oh shit, it's Ochi. Also like that they're kind of, melding the spaces they're in because it lets them do really cool effect shots.
Yeah. Like that tracking shot with the background, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like now Vader's helmet is just in the snow.
Get out of my room.
Oh god, you didn't find my dildo, did you?
Your what? Nothing.
My Bilbo. Because I like Lord of the Rings.
Why is this dildo shaped like a Palpatine?
Why is this dildo shaped like Palpatine's lightsaber?
Yeah. Why does this dildo have Palpatine's literal face on the end of it? This is fucking hilarious.
Yes.
I don't know if they meant this to be comedy.
She was like, "Can we just die
She
with
was like,
dignity,
guys,
please?
could you stop it?" I'm the spy.
Fucking Hux.
Domhnall Gleeson's a genius.
I like how he's telling the literal translation droid with 6 million forms of communication that's not a language. Like, how the fuck do you know? Ah, fuck.
I would have given anything for just one shot of 3PO running down the hall blasting things with the bowcaster.
God, Hux is such a little weasel.
Yeah.
It's great.
He's very vindictive.
I think your dog just farted.
Yeah. He's 10 years old. He gets gassy.
Yeah.
He's an old man. He's pretty much everyone's grandfather at Thanksgiving.
Oh, God. Here it comes.
Yeah.
This is the stupidest thing
Yeah.
ever.
Like, look, okay, so if you're real hellbent on bringing Palpatine back, fine. But making Rey related to him is just kind of beyond stupid.
They already fucking did this.
Yeah.
They already had the I am your father moment. You
Yeah.
don't get to do that again.
Yeah.
I think when you
A what?
a what?
A what?
Can you explain that?
Bitch, we're halfway. We're literally halfway through the fucking movie, and you're just like bringing
You're
this
just
dyad shit
still
up.
introducing new technobabble.
That does track with you know.
I mean, that's consistent with what Kylo has
Join
been
yeah,
referenced
join
the whole
join
time.
me. Let's rule the
Yeah.
galaxy.
Join the galaxy. We'll fuck. We'll have pretty little Sith babies.
Their babies would be so pretty. I would have given
Guys,
any.
we just fixed the ship. Can you not blow it up, please?
I would have given any amount of money for him to scream, "Shoot that piece of junk out of the sky again." Bye, boo.
I think that she was thinking of just staying and killing him. Just because, like, Rey's whole character arc through this movie is sort of, I hate Kylo Ren, I hate Kylo Ren, I hate Kylo Ren so much it's threatening to pull me to the dark side.
Yeah.
And then, wait a minute, Ben Solo is actually okay.
Oh, this is great. Boom! Oh, man. And there goes General Hux.
He died as he lived.
And of
as
course,
comic relief.
Richard Grant has to do it in the most dramatic way possible.
Do you think we need a movie that takes place after this movie to explain what happens? I'm sure they'll have Ben Solo return somehow. God, I hope they don't.
Well, they're definitely going to do Star Wars 10
Yes.
somewhere. We know that Finn won't be in it. It will almost certainly have to do with Rey. I'm not sure about the whole Ben Solo thing. I mean,
Just let him stay dead.
yeah, it's look with some of the stuff they did in this movie, it wouldn't surprise me if they end up bringing him back. But
Just Disney. I know you're not listening, but if you are,
Yeah.
please just keep J.J. Abrams away from Star Wars for the near future,
yeah,
or at least don't let him write anything.
or at least have an outline for the trilogy before you start.
Yeah,
You know,
because like he makes competent movies. He makes very pretty movies.
yeah, he's really good. Like he would be a really good guy to write the first movie in the trilogy to set up a bunch of mysteries.
You mean like they did?
Yeah, but he's not very good at resolving stuff.
Isn't that one of the major criticisms of Lost?
Yeah, but that, I mean, yeah,
Oh, hey.
that has a
It's,
little less to do with J.J. Abrams because by the time that show finished, he wasn't super involved.
It's Janna.
Janna,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on the planet Kef Bir. Very strange name for a planet.
Is it going to be a world between worlds kind of thing, like how Ezra tried to bring Kanan back from the dead in Rebels? Almost certainly not.
Yeah, I would really like if I was in charge at Lucasfilm. I was like, we're not doing time travel.
Also, this is another one of the shots from the early trailers.
Yes. Avengers Endgame is the only movie I've ever seen where time travel is a successful part of the story, and in Endgame it still doesn't make sense.
I mean, you got to see fucking Steve Rogers make the "I can do this all day" joke.
Yeah.
which they made into a fucking Broadway musical in Hawkeye.
Apparently, they that's how they opened up the D23 panel on the MCU. They did a live performance of "I Can Do This All Day" with the original cast.
Also, this is just a very convenient plot device.
Also, so was the dagger made after the Death Star crashed, and they made it around it?
I mean,
But then it's not an ancient dagger, right?
I assume it's like a prophecy thing.
Yeah, it's. What if it it was just a coincidence that it just happened to be where it was?
They got lucky.
But I can't get in the water because it'll destroy my perm.
That might actually just be her natural hair.
Yeah, no, it probably is.
Porn bots are trying again. I like how she wasn't even in focus when she gave her name. Just to
I love that these guys are just horses with masks on.
Yeah. What do you mean, you people? You're right here with us.
That's a little racist. Pretty sure that some of this character was supposed to be Rose.
Would have made sense.
Yeah. So they created this character so that the idea of entire crews just going against their orders can come up later and everything, but we don't necessarily need this character. I like that Finn has someone to talk to that has a similar life experience that he has. Like, that's cool, but
when I see this, I just remember the Colin Trevorrow subplot where Finn was supposed to infiltrate the First Order and lead like a stormtrooper rebellion,
which would have been cool.
A much better use of the character than what we got.
Yes. Do you have a moment to stop and talk about our Lord and Savior, Luke Skywalker?
So is Rey the only Jedi left at this point? Could Ezra and Ahsoka still be around?
Well, we know that Ahsoka's dead.
Ahsoka is definitely dead.
Because she's one of the voices that speaks to Rey here in just a few hours. Who knows
You're
about
exaggerating
Ezra?
very slightly, but this movie is longer than it... It's simultaneously longer than it should be and too short for the number of plot lines they're trying to develop.
It's funny that the pacing kind of like makes this movie feel shorter than it is, because it really is like breakneck pacing. It's like every 2 minutes you're on a new planet and there's a new character, and we're talking about dyads, and then we're talking about Chewie dying, and then we're talking about the dagger.
That can somehow point out exactly where in the Death Star you need to go.
The Sith Wayfinder, and all this stuff. A whole trilogy worth of concepts squeezed into one movie. This is pretty badass.
Yeah. This boat is like quintessentially Star Wars. Like, why does that one wing flap around? Yeah. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
It looks cool.
How does this work? the silhouette of the Death Star in the water is so cool. Yeah. That's another thing I love too, is the idea that, like, of course the wreckage crashed somewhere, you know.
Also, Janus Cape looks fabulous.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a low blow. I like how Rey's gonna go catch some waves, brah. Also, if I was driving that boat, I'd crash right into one of those walls. Like, oh shit.
You don't have the Force.
No, I do not. Because everyone would know if I did.
Just random TIE fighter hanging around.
Mm-hmm.
to remind you that this is the Death Star.
It's a good sense of scale.
Really good sound design, too.
Yeah.
Like, this whole sequence is really well done. Probably because there's no dialogue to ruin it with terrible ideas and Sith wayfinders and dyads and all that bullshit.
Wait, Squish, what did you mean? Your comment was probably about something specific in the movie. I didn't read it fast enough.
Yeah.
They really should have had some skeletons hanging out of these stormtrooper costumes.
Gotta keep it PG,
Yeah.
man. Hey, you remember that window?
Yep.
We're playing some more of those hits.
They're playing the hits. Actually, John Williams uses the exact musical cue right here from when Luke's taking Vader's helmet off.
Yeah. Which is good. It's a good cue.
Yeah.
It's so creepy
Yep.
and
Muted strings playing harmonics.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. Why is that door?
That
just open?
door wasn't in Return of the Jedi. It probably actually is. I've never checked.
I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure there's more space to the side of the throne than that. But you know what? I'll suspend my disbelief.
I'll go check it out later. It wouldn't surprise me if there was actually a door like in the matte painting there. Palpatine's like spirit or like I don't know, fingerless body over on Exegol. Like, welcome to my room of wonders.
Hey, we found it.
This is my creepy mirror collection.
It's the MacGuffin. It was just kind of floating there. All right, cool. We got it.
Delete the browsing history off that wayfinder, please.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, why did you give her sharp teeth? That doesn't make sense.
To emphasize that she is
Yeah.
evil.
Yeah, the red lightsaber didn't give it away.
Yeah, no.
I like it. She's like, oh,
Hi. Give me that back, please.
Icon has Sith Wayfinder? How can Kanan, a Jedi, be a Force ghost, but not Ki-Adi-Mundi? The rules about Force ghosts are real fucking iffy, and I'm not even sure if the voices that we hear at the end of the movie, the Jedi voices, are necessarily Force ghosts, because they don't take like, you know, like a visible form or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because originally it was Qui-Gon was the first Force ghost. Learned how to do it first, and then he taught Yoda.
Yeah.
And then Yoda taught then he taught Obi-Wan, who taught Luke. He's like, is it Sauron?
Everyone's like, what the fuck is... All right, guys, let's stay positive.
Yep.
This is going great.
She might as well look straight at the camera and been like, this is for you, audience. The whole Leia's death thing doesn't make sense to me, honestly. And I've heard some of the more rational things about how, like, just to distract him enough to lose the duel is what killed her, and that still doesn't make sense to me at all. I heard something pretty interesting about her using the Force to manifest herself as Han to turn him back.
I don't think it is. I think it's that...
Even that's weird.
It's sort of what they were talking about in the last movie, where for most Force users to even try to talk to someone across interstellar distances, the effort would kill them. I think that's what we're supposed to understand is what's happening.
Yeah, this is so fucking cool.
Yeah, this fight sequence is really good.
I love from two different people who aren't Jedi just seeing like forms going through the air and shit.
Like, what the fuck are they doing over there? Ah, he did it again.
I love how Kylo just ends up tiring her out.
Almost like he's learning something.
Yeah. Let's kiss, baby.
And like, if you weren't looking at their lightsaber colors, you would almost think Rey was the dark-sided one here. Just from the ferocity with which she's
I love
acting.
this shot right here. That is so
this
cool.
This was another shot from the trailers. Yep. And like, even with his hair as fucked up as it is, Adam Driver sells the hell out of that.
Say what you will about this movie, J.J. Abrams knows how to compose a shot.
Yes.
He's like, I can do that too.
He's like... He's like, are you done? You done throwing a tantrum now?
She's like, she can't like hold it up. She's like, oh God. He also seems pretty careful not to hurt her too.
Yeah. Because I mean...
he could have killed her right there. Like that could have been a killing shot.
He doesn't want to hurt her. He wants her to have his evil Force user babies.
Mama.
Ooh.
Mama. Have you seen the Muppets version of that?
I must have, but it's been a while.
Yeah. It's the only thing I can ever hear when I think of that song.
Mama. Thanks, bitch.
So,
stab.
But really, why wouldn't you be like, Ben, what do you see? Like, well, what is happening right now? Instead, she's like, I'm going to stab him.
Because she's very, very upset with him.
Yeah. Like, if I were fighting him and all of a sudden he's, like, looking a different direction, like he hears something, I'd be like, what? What do you hear? Should we run?
Legolas, what do your elf eyes see?
Yeah.
Star Wars needs more violence and action. I think it has about as much violence and action as it needs.
So I wouldn't mind for a little bit more violence in Star Wars, but it is a movie for kids.
Yeah.
So I get why they can't put a bunch of stuff in
Entertainment for children.
I am a Game of Thrones fan. I enjoy my wanton violence and destruction, but...
occasionally chopping dicks off.
Yeah, like if a dragon came out of the sky right now and just melting them down, I'd be all for it. Also, his skin, before she heals him, just looks like a roast.
Yeah. It's like, here, let me just fix that.
Yep. Ben's like, just a little lower. Just a little lower. You hurt my penis too. Can you fix that?
Imagine if Disney didn't own Star Wars, then whoever would be making Star Wars would have much less money to make it with, and it would probably be worse.
Yeah, I'm not convinced it would be any better. The problem with Star Wars, it doesn't have anything to do with Disney. It's just that they made one decision that affected everything, which was not to have the major plot beats outlined before they started making the movies for the entire trilogy. If they would have done that, just that one thing, like that would have fixed so many things.
oh, hey, the ship's fixed.
Yeah.
Like Apollo's like, hey, guys, we fixed the ship.
Yep.
We can go now. Oh.
Yep. Turns out you were lightsaber fighting out here for like 7 hours.
Leia's theme.
Mm-hmm. So in the book, Luke shows up to her before she dies, and it's pretty much like it's time, bitch. Let's go. To like Taco Bell or like gone.
Aww.
That is actually really heartbreaking.
Poor Chewie.
She was like, damn it, all my friends are dead. You guys suck.
Damn these Star Wars.
This does not make sense to me.
No.
It creates a neat moment, and even Harrison Ford, who's phoning this shit in, is still great.
He's like, you finally fucking killed my character.
And I still have to come back?
Be in the movie. What the fuck?
Yeah. I guarantee you, Harrison Ford's high as fuck right now. Like when they shot this.
He probably insisted they pay him in advance. And like every penny went into making a new airplane for him or something.
He famously smokes a lot of pot, by the way.
Sure.
Hey kid, I'm gonna go crash an airplane. Wanna come? See, this is one of those things where by itself, as a tableau, is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But in the story, it makes no sense. It's also because these are like two of the best actors in the world. And Harrison Ford's phoning it in, but still doing this amazing job.
God, it should have just been Luke. Like this should have been Luke talking to Kylo.
Yeah,
Ren
like
right
an I told you so kind of a thing.
Sort of that, sort of, dude. The dark side is so fucked up.
Yeah.
You killed your mother.
Yeah.
I hope you're happy.
Yeah, do you not see the destruction?
Like my interpretation is that this is in Ben's head.
Well, I think that's what, because he says that he's a memory or whatever. So I think that's what we're officially meant to believe, and I get that it's because this is pretty great. Ben can't say I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Han can't say it either. So,
but they know.
Yeah.
Also, very symbolic. Like that's a perfect. Didn't need any writing. It's just
It's like him smashing his mask in Last Jedi.
It's symbolic of him throwing away the dark side. Now that he knows what it costs. The planet that you can only get to if you have this secret Sith artifact, of which there are like 2 in the entire galaxy, one of which is destroyed, the other's in Kylo Ren's ship, but come to me anyway.
Yeah.
This makes sense.
I'll print out some MapQuest directions for you. Qui-Gon dies by a wound similar to this. Yeah, Ben lives.
Qui-Gon was also lying there for like several minutes. While
he's
Obi-Wan
also
was doing...
it's not actually a similar wounds. Ben is stabbed through like the liver, pretty much.
Yeah. Like maybe it got his kidney.
Yeah. Qui-Gon is stabbed straight through the chest. Look, I'm not saying it doesn't make a lot of sense that. I don't know. Maybe force healing is one of those things that not a ton of Jedi can do. Kind of like how Mace Windu had his Shatterpoint thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe like healing is like a real specialized thing like that. The problem is that they those aren't rules they establish.
Yeah, they never explain any of this shit. Wish they had Keanu Mooney show up during that scene asking Ray, what about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
And like Ray just looks at him like, what are you talking about? And he'd be like, it's before your time. You wouldn't understand.
It's an older meme, sir, but
it checks out. Oh, look, they gave Kelly Marie Tran 7 seconds of screen time.
She has lines.
Yeah.
She has lines? She has lines.
They're like, okay, don't remove this sheet, though, because it's not actually Carrie Fisher.
Yeah. Figure it out, Flyboy.
That is probably what she'd say to her.
Yeah.
Him. Lando's got some of the cringiest dialogue in this movie, honestly.
Yeah.
Also, what were you doing? Just sitting there looking at her body, too?
I mean, she was his friend, too.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I love Billy D. Williams. I love Lando. They use him in a really weird way in this movie.
Yeah. And it doesn't help that he's like, what the fuck is Dio doing?
He's looking for stuff. Don't worry about it.
He reminds me of like a very excitable dog.
Yeah. It's kind of like my dog Brecker.
I was thinking of your in-law's dog, your sister-in-law's dog, Bentley.
Oh. He's not so excitable anymore. But like Lando's line later where he comes in right at the last minute and was like, but there are more of us. It's one of the cringiest moments in all of TV, really. This is another thing that I really don't like either. I don't mind the idea of Rey thinking that maybe Luke had the right idea, but like they really start playing the hits here, and it's real cringy.
I like the parallel of her trying to throw the lightsaber away.
Yeah.
Luke being like, hold up a second.
This feels like an apology, and this is one of the reasons I don't love it.
Yeah.
However, that is Luke fucking Skywalker, and you've got me halfway there just with that.
Mark Hamill is acting the hell out of it. Like, he is acting better than the script deserves.
Yeah. Also, his hair looks so weird in this movie.
Yeah, it's so long.
Harrison Ford's hair looked kind of weird. I think that was a wig he was wearing.
Could be.
I think he's wearing a wig too. I think that's why it looks so bizarre. I knew, haha. I'm okay with the idea of Luke knowing and just not mentioning it.
I mean, if you're going to do it, then sure.
You'll notice that he's very careful about not showing his right hand. He keeps it inside the cloak. Like, he never takes his hand out. And when he lifts the X-Wing out, he uses his left hand. That's because they don't want to answer the question of, does your mechanical hand come with you when you go to 4-7? Oh, you're pretty late, Matthew.
Well, I mean, they kind of answer that in the most recent revisions to Return of the Jedi, where Hayden Christensen shows up with all his limbs.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he should just have his hand then, right?
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah, they're very careful about not showing his right hand, though. Also, Matt, if you look very carefully, you can see that just the tiniest shadow of where we are in the movie.
So I love the idea. I love the idea that Luke kept Leia's lightsaber and that Rey finds it.
It's a really pretty lightsaber design, too.
The only change
hold on. Sorry. This, I shat my pants when I saw this. Because I'm just like, dude, this is before Mando Season 2 and before Book of Boba Fett. So seeing young Luke Skywalker in his prime with a lightsaber and shit, it was like,
I really like the idea of this whole sequence. I know the finale requires Rey to go to Exegol with two lightsabers.
That looks so bad. That looks so
great.
bad. So I know I'm interrupting again, but they used a similar technology with Leia, where they took archival footage from Return of the Jedi, and they
Mhm.
and Luke looks really good for some reason, but Leia looks real rough.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
What I really wish they would have done for this is when Rey throws the lightsaber, just like have Luke watch it go into the flame. It's like, huh, that was pretty dramatic. And then when she pulls open the brick to find the lightsabers, it's Leia's saber and then also Luke's.
Oh yeah. Oh, his like green lightsaber.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it is on Octo canonically.
Yeah.
The caretakers take it. This is also a little too much. There's so much fan service.
Yeah. I mean, following the rules established, it makes sense. Yoda's theme out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, that doesn't. So look, they put this in because everyone, including me, on opening night of The Last Jedi, was waiting for Luke after Rey
jump in his X-wing
Yeah.
and go fucking like I get why they used this music cue because Yoda does the same
the X-wing.
thing.
He might as well have just winked at the camera there too.
Yeah.
It's like, oh god.
And like we saw Yoda hit the Jedi tree with lightning, so we know Force ghosts can interact with the physical
Yeah.
world. So I'm fine with that. It's overdone.
Yeah.
What? I'm your best friend, idiot. Yeah, you already did that.
Yep. Jargon, words, excitement. Everyone in the room should have stopped and looked over like, excuse me?
Wait, what?
This is a pretty neat callback to Force Awakens with her wearing the X-Wing helmet.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Good shot.
I'm really worried about how that X-Wing is space-worthy, though.
Yeah, there's just no way.
I like it. He's just waiting. He just wants to be comforted. He's just like, guys, I'm real sad.
All my friends are dead.
Yeah. Except for Lando.
Yeah. Lando looking good in that yellow shirt.
Yeah. That's the same outfit that Donald Glover wears in Solo Star Wars Story. Also one of the skins on Battlefront 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course. It's always the main reactor.
Mm-hmm.
I like they were like, okay, how do we explain that we can't do holdo maneuvers? This doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that they would hinge their entire plan on this when they already did that in The Last Jedi and it failed.
I mean, they don't really have any other options.
Yeah, but like it's like they really depend on it working.
They were kind of depending on it working last time around too.
Yeah, and they barely. I mean, the Resistance became like 5 guys and a fucking droid. This music will make anything sound cool.
March of the Resistance.
Yep.
Oh, hey, A-Wings.
It's the newer model of A-Wing, by the way. Oh, that's a cool ship, though.
Mm-hmm.
What a great shot. So, by the way, the reason this planet is even known to the Resistance is because that's where Luke started Leia's training.
Huh.
In that flashback, when they're sparring, that's where they
Yeah.
are. They're on Ajan class, and Luke chose it because there's so much wildlife and so much life on that planet. It's impossible to not feel the Force there. Also, canonically, I know that there's like there have been some arguments about, because like Leia gets a good hit on him while they're sparring and stuff. They explain the dynamic between Luke and Leia a lot better in the novelization because they have time to actually explore it and everything. And there were things that Leia picked up so much faster than Luke, and he didn't understand how to teach some of it to her because he'd never had a student before. But for the most part, like by the time Luke started teaching Leia, he was already pretty much terrifying to everyone. Like he could do a bunch of shit that Leia couldn't do, that he just didn't know how to explain how to do it.
Yeah. Better start dodging.
That makes me laugh. The set design for the whole Sith layer is pretty neat. They name all the Final Order divisions after old Sith lords. So there's like the Exar Kun division and
the Revan division.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. This is where the story doesn't start to make a bunch of sense, but it's just really cool to watch.
Yeah. Like, I don't think we've had... I think we've had, like, one or two criticisms of visuals in this entire thing, and it was all, like, weird CG faces.
Yeah.
Like, everything else looks so good.
Yeah.
It sounds so good. The music is great. The sound design is fantastic. The action is well composed. It's literally
Richard
only
E. Grant
the
is in this movie.
Yeah, the acting is fantastic. It's literally just the writing that holds this movie back. But the writing is so bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I like how J.J. Abrams is like, yeah, I'll do Rise of Skywalker, but I need to bring Greg, whatever his name is, back. Because he's in everything that J.J. Abrams has ever done.
Mm-hmm.
He's in Lost, for fuck's sake. No, that does sound crazy. That does sound real stupid.
It's fine. He has the Force. Horses!
They're using horses.
Did they bring all the horses from Kefir?
Doesn't make sense, but
What the fuck?
here we are. This is a shot from the trailer as well. Where they're like, are they running on a Star Destroyer?
It looks cool as fuck.
Yeah.
It makes no goddamn sense. Which I feel like summarizes this entire movie.
It's not a ground assault, it's a boarding action.
Tomato.
Actually, it is. It does sound a lot more. If I would have written that scene, that Imperial officer would be like, "We're being boarded," and he'd be like, "By what? Horses?"
This was also part of the trailer.
Yeah, this is based on Ralph McQuarrie's art for The Return of the Jedi, where Palpatine was originally going to be an underground lava lair, and he was going to have a throne that looked like this.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit!
The Sith Eternal are so fucking weird, dude.
Yeah, they're just kind of doing their weird hissing, chanting.
Palpatine's like, y'all are going to be quiet until she comes in here and just start whispering. If I waited. Oh, hey.
Hey, Palpy, your finger's still fucked up?
I'm miserable in this broken body. Kill me, please. Let's make a baby. Oh, wait, this is not Game of Thrones.
She's not blonde enough for that.
Yeah, they're not Targaryen enough. Tomato. Turns out either will work for me. But why? Don't worry about it.
Okay, that's really creepy. Ray's like, you're not doing a great job making this seem appealing, Palpy.
Yeah.
Just let me cover you by throwing this bomb.
Yep. Gotta throw those nades.
What? just use a bow and arrow for that? All right.
She saw Rogue One. Thought that Chiro Enmoy was really cool.
Let's throw some bombs down there. Kabloomers! Oh, seems to be doing it.
Well, it's broke. Did you try turning it off and turning it back on again?
Like that feels like that should have been Rose. I don't know.
What?
What? Like Janna's whole role in
Oh,
this
yeah.
boarding action.
Yeah. I like that little reference there. Luke was saved when Vader really boned me. Oh, the music here is pretty prime.
Mm-hmm.
This is him playing the hits, by the way. This is, beat for beat, the thing from Return of the Jedi. Luke's looking out the window at his friends, and they're red now?
They're red now.
So this is a good spot to notice that Adam Driver is such a stunningly good actor that everything about his performance changes from this moment until the end of the movie. He doesn't move like Kylo Ren anymore. It's like he's a different person.
Because narratively, he is.
Yeah. It just when he gets the lightsaber, here in a bit, you can tell that he's not using the same rageful brute force. It's like the lightsaber combat that he learned as a Jedi. You think there's one guy in the audience here that forgot what words to chant, and he's just like faking it the whole time? Han Solo behind the back shot there.
Oh, hey.
Oh, the boys are here.
The old band.
They're like, we don't hang out anymore. What's up with you?
Also, this is cool.
Yeah, I don't love the nature of it, but past that, it is like it's a great shot, and it's a really cool
it's a really cool trick.
Yeah, it's also kind of a good comedic moment. His facial expressions are different. It's just like everything about him is different.
Do it.
Do it. Yes. Stick it in my ass. I love the shrug here. They're like, what?
The only way that could have been better is if she gave him Leia's saber.
Yeah. Actually, that would have been great. Wow, why didn't they do that? So he's not doing any of his Kylo Ren stuff. It's just like... It's like he never forgot how to be a Jedi.
Yeah. It's like riding a bike.
Yep.
Pretty good fight choreography.
Yep. Palpatine's like, wait.
Wait, no, you two aren't supposed to fuck. You're supposed to fuck me.
Not saying we can't all fuck still, but...
Yeah. April, I would argue the Vader saber is what Kylo Ren wanted.
Yeah. Yes,
what
I agree.
Ben Solo needed in that moment, I think.
Yeah.
Would have been... It would have been...
I think that would have been some good forgiveness for him. That's one of Kylo's biggest things, like one of his biggest flaws, is that he could never get far enough away from his family to be truly evil,
Yeah. Like his fascination with Vader was really just preventing him from being himself.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good. Hey, Snap Wexley. Up, he's gone.
Yep. Bye, Snap Wexley. That's Wedge Antilles' stepson, by the way.
Well, this isn't going too well.
Yeah. I've got to go get some gas. I'll be right back.
Need to go get milk and cigarettes.
Yeah, I had to go check on a thing. This is...
Oh, hey. Where'd you guys come from?
How did no one see any of this? Like, it just... I can recognize the kind of moment they're trying to create here, but it's just kind of like, if there were this many people, someone would have showed up at Crate. This is like almost literal Deus Ex Machina. Oh, it's Wedge.
Hey, Wedge.
John had an argument with me because he didn't think that was Wedge. He thought it was another character.
No, that was pretty clearly Dennis Lawson.
Yeah. People in their shitty ships.
Yeah. Y-Wings, they're so shitty the Resistance doesn't even use them in Battlefront. Hey, Babu!
So there is a whole deleted sequence that's in the novelization where they explain how she and Babu Frick escaped from Kijimi before it's destroyed. Oh, he looks so fucking good. Oh my god. He looks terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
I like he's got to take a minute. Like,
yeah.
The dude can play an audience.
I mean, he was Chancellor of the Republic.
Yeah. Palpatine's a performer. That's a good line, too.
And he literally fell.
Yep. And that's the third character death that they walk back.
Mm-hmm.
This might be my favorite part of the entire movie. So good.
Like, that's how you make Palpatine fucking horrifying.
Yeah. I remember seeing that in the theater and just being like, oh god. Nope. By Tanta V4.
Aww.
By Nia Numb.
Pretty lights.
You get to go be with Akbar now. Yeah, the lightning is pretty. That was the one, because I really was not digging this movie when I saw it the first time, but I pissed my pants when that happens. That's what makes it so disappointing, though, is that, like, they finally give him some cool, like, you know, the dark side equivalent of Luke Skywalker, like this, like, crazy, you know, god tier thing, but then they just kill him. Qui-Gon. Anakin. That's Shakti. Sam Jackson.
Right?
I love that they give Luke the last line there, too.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Aye, bitch, let's dance." He's just like looking at his hands. He's like, "Ah, I have my fingers back."
This is great.
Balvin's like, "Oh, you did not." They kill him in the dumbest fucking way possible.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, everyone shat their pants when he did the lightning thing. I guaranteed if they would have had him pull out a lightsaber and been like, "You want to fucking fight? Let's go," people would have died. Not two lightsabers. Oh, God. Oh, no. What do I do? Should I stop the... No, I'm not going to stop the lightning. I'm going to keep doing the lightning.
I mean, the lightning has worked out well for me so far.
This has never backfired. Oh, there goes my face.
Oh, geez.
Yep.
What I almost wish would have happened, but I know why they couldn't, is that, like, I wish Palpatine would have stopped the lightning, and then Rey would have lightninged him.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
The problem is that lightning is so canonically set as a dark side power.
Yeah.
That also, was he going to run out the window or something? I don't know, like, what is he doing?
I don't know.
Oh, there he goes. That's a really good shot, actually.
Yeah. I think he just realized he was completely boned and wanted one more look at something
like,
that wasn't explosions.
I'm Richard E. Grant. They wouldn't possibly kill me. Yeah, y'all didn't think about what was going to happen if you were still on the ship when it went down?
How is this going to work?
You don't have a cargo bay.
Billy D. Williams had a lot of fun making this movie.
I like how they do. They set up a good scale for speed. They were like when he says that you're not as fast as this ship.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, Poe's going, like, at a clip.
Yeah.
And then just the Falcon is just like, nah,
Zoom.
don't even do that.
Bitch, please.
Yeah. I wish they made the Falcon that fast in Battlefront 2. Her death here does not make sense to me. She didn't get hit with lightning.
Yeah, this is really stupid.
Yeah. Why? What is her cause of death? I just don't understand.
She's lost the will to live.
Like, oh no. Oh God. Like, did she get an internal injury from the fight and finally she just bled out? Like,
maybe. I don't fucking know. What it actually was is that they wanted all the drama of a death without having to earn it.
yeah. And then here comes Adam Driver to save everything.
Save the fucking day, man.
This is another great example of his method acting and like how nothing about what Kylo would do is there. And even here in a second, you'll notice like he calms himself and like he sits up really straight, like he's like he was taught how to meditate and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Ben's like, we can still do it though, right?
You're still a little warm.
What a fucking brilliant actor, dude. I am sold on this performance so hard.
He was not given much to work with, but he made it work.
Like, there's so much regret. You can just see a billion things going through his head. Like, Fucking sits up straight, relaxes. It's like literally the first lesson that Luke teaches his students is how to breathe, right? He does the same thing with Rey. I healed your uterus. Ooh, my uterus feels better. What'd you do?
Now we can have babies.
Yeah. I've seen some people suggest, Jimmy, that he was like putting a kid in her there.
Oh, God,
and it's
no.
like, that would be so fucking creepy.
No.
Like, that, talk about the issue of consent.
No.
Like, so they ended up walking this back. And JJ saying that it wasn't a romantic kiss, which is stupid because it clearly is.
Yeah, no, that's, oh God.
First time he smiles in the whole fucking trilogy, and it's beautiful.
Smiles and laughs, and there's just such a release
Now,
of tension there.
His death makes sense here.
Yes.
Because he literally brings her back to life, and it would make sense that you would have to pay with that, like, with a life.
But it took everything he had to do it.
And then the other thing that doesn't make sense is,
why did she disappear now?
Yeah, instead of
why was Maz Kanata here and not in the battle?
What were you doing with her?
What the fuck, Maz? Most important pivotal battle in the history of the galaxy, and you're just like, no, I'll be here watching the corpse. You kids have fun.
I'm gonna stay at home. But what about the Red October? Has anyone seen Big Red?
Oh, sure. Now the sun comes up on Exegol. I mean, I guess it would kind of make sense that with the Sith dead, it would stop being the stormy hellscape.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
hey, we're playing the hits. Yeah. Oh, someone did that holdo maneuver.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an Ewok. Remember Ewoks?
I remember. Yeah.
Remember Endor?
The forest moon of Endor.
Remember Jakku?
Why does everyone want to go to Jakku?
From two movies ago. Remember Cloud City? Do you remember this vastly better movie? Is this the cut where they do the lesbian kiss for like 4 milliseconds?
I think so. I mean, this isn't the dialogue hasn't been in Chinese, so I think we're
Which, by the way, if you're like yes, I sound salty about that, but because they gave one quick kiss.
It feels like a token.
Yeah, and they took it out for the Chinese release too, because it
and a couple of other international releases as well, because people are terrible.
Just can't. 2022, or in this case 2020.
19?
Or is it 2019?
I think it was.
Yeah, even still, can't acknowledge gay people or a thing. And see, she's like, no, you got to go fuck Finn. He's like, oh right.
Oh right, Finn. Yeah. There we go.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yep.
It's literally less than 2 seconds.
Yep. Oh, they're gonna fuck.
They should have had a kiss. He just like grabs her and like pulls her in.
He finally gets a fucking medal.
Yeah. This is
5 movies later.
We're playing the hits even still.
I don't know if that's a movie. I don't know if that's even a fucking hit. It's just a meme.
Well, it is. Well, yeah, because like Chewie not getting his please kiss. Please for the audience.
Please
kiss.
just like at least give him a handy. Come on.
Just have Rey run up, grab Poe and Finn, and they do like a 3-way
mash
kiss.
their heads together. She didn't even think of like wiping the blood off before she, cause like she had to go in hyperspace.
Well, no, because she's like, I'm Ben touched me here. I'm never watching that.
This is really weird.
Yeah, this is borderline insulting, actually. They really set up in the Shadow of the Sith as well, because Lando had a daughter that was taken from him. Hi, sweetheart. And the fact that the two black characters in the story are related, like it's stupid enough that Rey just happened to be related to Palpatine.
Yeah. Again, like
I'm a little surprised that Finn's not his son too, or so. Like it's just so stupid.
Like all the problems of this movie come down to the writing.
Yeah.
Everything else is fabulous.
Yeah, everything else is
it's
great.
It's just the writing that is so dog shit. No offense to Brecker.
He is bothering me right now. He's like, it's time for my snack.
Give me my food.
I like how Chewie's like fist bumping like he's at the club.
Yeah, we did it.
Okay, now here's the thing about this next scene.
If it just ended there, I would have been like, okay.
Well, I don't mind this scene either. If they had just not done the Skywalker thing, and it's not because I like. There's a side.
They had to have this to make the subtitle make sense,
right? And there's the toxic fandom that finds it an insult that she would call herself as a Skywalker because she's like a Mary Sue, and she like how could she ever be as important as Luke or anything like that, which is stupid. It's a stupid reason for not wanting that.
Yeah.
Her answer when she says Rey who, her answer should have just been
fuck
just
you.
Rey. Well, yeah. And if anything, like let's say you keep the Palpatine thing in, however flawed it is.
Yeah.
The thing you would learn is that the last name doesn't matter. And it doesn't seal your destiny. Like she doesn't have to be a Palpatine. She doesn't have to be a Skywalker. Like both sides were wrong about certain things,
Mm-hmm.
One was way more wrong about generally everything, but still.
I do think this is a pretty decent send-off.
This music is hauntingly good.
Yeah. Like as an ending of a 9-movie saga, that's okay.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing that would have made that better if she included Han's blaster in there. Just to send off the big three together. Also, why isn't this a double-bladed lightsaber?
Yeah, it should have been.
I guess like you could argue it would confuse the casual fans. Like, oh, only Darth Maul is a dark double-bladed blah, blah, blah.
Fuck off, lady.
My name's Rey. What the fuck do you want from me?
She should have been confident in her own identity. Also note she doesn't have the staff now, which supports my security blanket theory. Well, I think she salvaged it for her lightsaber hilts.
Could very well be.
No, it is because that's the part for her lightsaber hilt is the top part of her staff. So I think she cannibalized it for her lightsaber. I actually like they could have kept this in without the Rey Skywalker thing as well. They should have had light side Palpatine next to him, looking all proud of her granddaughter. And I get the whole
also, why wasn't Ben Solo in that shot?
I don't know.
Because he force ghosted.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Oh man,
right,
what a fucking experience that was.
We got through it. So look, I don't love this movie. There's a lot in it that I can have a lot of fun with and watch and enjoy. Right?
Yeah.
It's not like I sit through that movie. I'm like, have you ever seen the movie Tommy Wiseau's movie The Room? That unwatchable piece of trash.
Yeah.
There's nothing in Star Wars anywhere, even your least favorite Star Wars movie, that's as bad as that, right? So it's not like I'm watching it like this is unwatchable, because it's not unwatchable. There's a lot of really good stuff in it. It's pretty to look at. The acting is actually really good. It's you said it perfectly that the big problem with this movie is that the writing just isn't serviceable. Everything else is fine.
At the very beginning, my thesis: this is a very competently made science fiction movie. If it wasn't for the fact that it was trying to wrap up the entire Star Wars story, it would have been fine.
And trying to wrap up a story that we've never seen, as well, which the whole thing doesn't make sense.
We already said all the issues. It's not a great movie.
Yeah. So the thing about her being confident in her identity, by the way, that's in my ideal version of this movie. First of all, she's not related to a Palpatine because her identity doesn't need to be tied to someone we know for her to mean something, right? And that's what Rian Johnson was trying to say in The Last Jedi when that big reveal in the cave when she sees herself. It's you aren't connected to anyone that matters, but you can still save everybody. Like, you don't have to be a Skywalker or a Kenobi or a Windu or.
And the following conversation with Kylo, you came from nothing, you mean nothing, but not to me.
Right. Yeah. And now that none of that makes sense now, and it canonically with what they established here. So it just But it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
And it's what they gave us, and so they're not going to change it.
Mm-hmm.
All of the lies that Mike Zero and Doomcock have told about them.
The world within worlds. They're going to retcon the blah, 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 blah. Kathleen Kennedy will be shot and burned at the stake.
Yeah. They're not retconning this. It's going to be Star Wars for all time. And that's just how it is. Mm-hmm. So you got to find your peace with it. If I can find my peace with Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, you can find your peace with anything. Because I hold a grudge like you wouldn't fucking believe. So just deal with it. Rian Johnson wasn't trying to say that Rey should never find a family.
I think you misunderstand our
argument. That's not what we said.
We're not saying that Rey should never find a family. We're saying that Rey, coming from nobody in particular and having no exalted lineage, is fine.
Right.
Because it doesn't matter how you were born. What matters is what you do with your life.
Exactly. Yeah. In fact, I think if anything about on the subject of family, particularly in The Last Jedi, like, she at that point she's already found her family. She finds her family within like the first half hour of The Force Awakens, like when she meets Han Solo. Even the part where like he offers her a job and she doesn't want to go, like, she probably still would have anyway. She was kind of tied up, I guess, like on this idea of like her parents having left her there. She was like waiting for them to come back and everything, but like, of course she found her family. And I don't think that anything that Rian Johnson wrote suggested that she was like by herself ever. I just think that like it's like the Aragorn thing from Lord of the Rings. This like you're the secret king. You're in this lineage of kings, and you have this responsibility to come back and rule everyone. Where like with Rey, like her parents could have just been filthy drunk traders that sold her for drinking money, and she could still save the universe. And because it creates a really powerful message for kids all around the world that watch Star Wars, that live in shitty fucking circumstances, in these terrible family circumstances, seeing themselves as potential heroes. It works way better for that than it does, oh, look, she just happens to be related to a Palpatine. Like, wow, what are the chances of that? In a universe of trillions and trillions of beings, she happens to be related to the Emperor. Just her being a Palpatine was poor, but her finding a family with the Skywalkers and carrying on the legacy works thematically.
I think you're still misunderstanding.
Yeah. Well, I think what you're clashing up against is what I'm saying about her not necessarily identifying as a Skywalker, which we're going to disagree on that, which is fine. But we don't disagree on her finding a family with the Skywalkers. I absolutely think that that's true. It would be depressing if Rey accepted her past coming from nowhere and then just stayed alone forever.
Why does the one necessarily lead to the other?
Yeah, I'm not sure he's saying that it necessarily does. I think it would have been depressing if that were the fact.
Yeah.
But it's clear, like, I don't think it would have been. I think that she would have learned that sometime, like, there's that old axiom about blood being thicker than water, and how, like, if you're a human being that's ever lived any sort of life, that that's not necessarily true.
That's also a very misunderstood axiom. The full line is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb, meaning that...
Oh, I meant like how it's colloquially used.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, your family ties are more important than anything else.
Which is the exact opposite of what it's... the original meaning was.
But like if it's particularly if you were raised in a like a bad family situation, like that's not true. That family responsibility doesn't trump other things. Like I found a family when I was in high school that I wasn't related to, but were way more important to me than people I was related to. And I think most people kind of like, you find people that you relate to who you aren't related to that are just as important as family. So anyway,
we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, so we will be doing Rogue One and Solo: A Star Wars Story, but not until
at least not until Andor.
Yeah, right. So speaking of which, we will have our live show on this Friday at 7 o'clock Central, and we're going to go over the dragon, the incest dragons, the elves, and the She-Hulks.
Yep.
So make sure that you're current on the House of the Dragon, She-Hulk, and Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power. And
we
then
might have some Star Wars news if there's any.
If there's any, I doubt that. I think we're gonna, unless there's anything big, we're just gonna go into because the last couple we've gone for like the whole time. You know. Tomorrow I'll be doing Battlefront with Gremlin Squad at 7, probably on Saturday as well, and then on Wednesday, starting at 6 p.m. Central, we're doing our Andor after show. So make sure that before 6 you check out Andor. All 3 episodes. They're dropping.
It'll be a bit of a struggle, but
all 3 episodes. They're dropping 3 episodes at once, and then come join us at 6, and we'll recap it and nerd out about it. It'll be a blast. It'll be a lot of fun, and then we'll do Battlefront after that as well. So, thank you for joining us. Thank you for all the comments and all the things to think about. So what I love about doing these is that we've not run into any like random trolls just bitching about The Last Jedi or. Like everything's been really thoughtful and everything, and I really appreciate